So as you can see here, I've got the handlebar bag up front. On top of that, I have what I call a grab bag. That's just a fanny pack, a small fanny pack that I strapped on the handlebars, which is really helpful. On the back is the rear bag. That is Ortlieb. Highly recommend that bag. Getting on into that. And then we've got the gas tank. That's a salsa bag, and that one's the biggest one I could find, and it's great. And then all the tools are in that bag right there. Some bikes that have room, you can put bags in between the frame, but I don't have space for that. So let's just get into what's what here. So this bag, last year I had a much smaller bag. I had a 10-liter bag. This year I'm putting a 15-liter bag. If you've never done bike packing before, don't get scared away about having a lot on the handlebars. That's actually where you want the weight. It's great. You'd be surprised at how well you can still handle the bike. So inside there I have my sleeping bag, my tent, my thermarest, and pretty much that's it. And with the sleeping bag, the pillow and that kind of stuff. Yeah, and then I got my sandals strapped on top of that. This is the grab bag, and that's actually really handy. It's just overflow for this and that, but it's also great for stuff you have to get to real quick. Sunscreen, your phone, because you're pulling that out all the time if you're using the Colorado Trail app, which is awesome. Then this is a new improvement this year, the two water bottle bags that hang down. Again, you don't even notice they're there, and those are two 1-liter bottles, and all the way full. Again, you barely notice, and so that gives you lots of water. Then the gas tank, the salsa bag, that's where I put all my snacks, bars. I think I got an extra inner tube in there as well, since it's so big. This has all the tools. If I get around to it, I might get into sort of what tools you need. I've got a little water bottle cage down there for a little extra water. So right there alone is 2.5 liters of water. This back bag, I used a different bag last year, and I was disappointed. It was way smaller than this one. This one actually expands bigger than what shows here, but this is our second day, and we've eaten a lot of food, so I can roll it down smaller. But this Ortlieb is awesome. It's waterproof, and a big factor about this is you see the space between the tire and the bag. When you're riding, that can bottom out, especially if you get a saggy bag. You can strap this so it doesn't sag. It actually angles up, and that's a real big factor as well. And it's just 5-year warranty, great quality, all that. So that's pretty much the setup. What I have in that bag is food. That's why that bag's getting smaller and smaller. They say you don't want all the weight on the back because it swings and throws you around. It's better to have it on the handlebars. So I got food, the dry packed food in there. I've got a bag of all my just sundry things for camping, like my headlamp and a knife and a charger for my phone, and since we use maps on our phones, and all those little things, your toothbrush and stuff, and then clothing. What I specifically keep in there is a bag of clothes that I wear only to sleep in. It never comes out in the rain. It'll never get wet. I'll always have dry clothes to sleep in, and that's just smart wool long johns, top and bottom, a wool hat, wool socks. So I'll always be dry and warm at night. So there you have it. So when I pull this up next year, I don't have to rethink all this stuff again. One more thing I should mention while I'm going through all the packs and everything is, of course, the pack that you wear on your back. And so I bought this one. This is smaller than the one I took last year because I have so much more space. You want the weight on your bike, not on your back. For me, because this has been a rainy trip, we've had to pull over and gear up for the rain 3 times now. I just put all the rain gear in there. And so that's pretty much a Gore-Tex shell jacket, just the shell, and Gore-Tex is dry as it gets. These Shower Pass rain pants, waterproof socks, and waterproof gloves, which I'll get into and maybe I'll show later. But it's just the Gore-Tex shell. It looks like a ski glove, but it's smaller. It has the fingers. It's just the Gore-Tex shell. You don't want fleece or down or anything puffy in there. You just want the shell. And on the bottom of the glove is for these gloves, I'll tell you the brand later. But for these gloves, they've got a really nice rubber on the palm and on the fingers, so you actually can have a pretty big warm glove on there and still be able to, you know, hang onto the handlebars and ride technical stuff. So I think that covers everything for rain gear. And then, you know, there's another pocket for this, you know, odds and ends that you can use the backpack for. So that's the whole setup. A couple more things to consider. Tire pressure. Keep in mind that you're going to have 40 or 50 more pounds on the bike, so you want to factor that in when you're putting air in the tires. And then by the same token, your suspension. Last time we did this trip, I didn't even think about that, and it was a problem. So you want to beef up your suspension. I didn't do a thing to my front suspension, and it's been great. But the rear suspension, your biggest problem is going to be your rear bag there, hitting that tire. So so you want to set it for the 40 or 50 extra pounds, and you probably want to go even more than that. I've got mine. I played around with it. I put all the bags on and filled up the water and played around with it and got it to where if I put my rear suspension fully open, I could just, if I really hit something hard at high speed coming down, it would scrape the bag a bit. And that was fine because I'll put it wide open on climbs. It's not going to scrape, and I got a nice cushy ride, which is important when you're on your bike for days and days. For my suspension, I can flip it to pro pedal, and I've got some suspension, but yet that bag's not gonna, it's not gonna hit the tire. And then if I need to, I can lock it out entirely. So a couple more things to consider as you're getting ready for your trip.